All right, guys. In the spirit of this T-shirt, how how is it possible that I'm so weak at bench press and fundamental strength, yet can do what I can do on the arm wrestling table? Now, that's up for debate still. I know a lot of you don't think that I can do that much, but I beg to differ. I think I kick all your asses, with the very, very, very small exception of a few people um, that might watch this video. Very small exception. But the vast majority, 99.9% of you that watch this, I kick your ass in an arm wrestle. And you know it. How do I do that when I'm so genuinely weak? I'll admit it. Look, I'm genuinely weak. You saw my bench press in the last video. 70 kilos at Lachlan's place. There was no preparation to that. We finished training on the table. And I was like, hey, it's a bench. Let's go see what I can do. It was 70 kilos. I didn't warm up. I just grabbed it, and Lachlan gave me about 20 seconds worth of pointers in terms of technique, and I did, 6, 7 reps or something. I'll admit it, I'm genuinely weak. But I'm still able to beat anyone that's not an arm wrestler. And I'm still able to beat the vast majority of arm wrestlers as well. It's a very specific sport, this one. You gotta reflect on it and draw conclusions that the sport is pretty damn specific and pretty damn cool, and that the strength that matter most in arm wrestling are not fundamental. Clearly, there is an effect that fundamental strength will bring, but fundamental strength is not the biggest factor. Now, if you've been following my journey closely, you'll know that I have invested 9.5 years, almost 10 years now, in specific strength, almost exclusively on my right arm. It's taken me to where I am right now, and like I said, that level's up for debate. Where's my level? You judge. I do feel like, and I've declared, and by the way, I've got a consultation with Sebastian Oreb on Tuesday next week, which is my first consultation with him, about foundation strength. And the strategy that I will employ forward will largely be dictated by Sebastian, pushed in the right direction. Sebastian doesn't live close enough to me for me to train with him specifically, but first consultation with him on Tuesday next week. And I'll share with you guys what I learned. But it's safe to say that I am going to be looking for a foundation strength improvement. I'll be honest, I'm excited. I am someone who gets excited by long-term goals so much more than short-term ones. To me, short-term goals are boring. I'm very drawn to the thought of what can I achieve in 20 years. Those things excite me. I love arm wrestling more than anything else when it comes to strength. I don't care for bench press unless it's going to affect my arm wrestling. I feel like I've developed 9.5 years worth of specific arm wrestling strength to a certain degree that I now feel it tapering. I feel it genuinely within myself. I feel it tapering, and I feel my upside is hitting a plateau to some degree. And I feel, for the first time in 9.5 years, I feel like the best way to break that plateau is with fundamental strength, even though I can beat Australia's best bench presser, for instance. I could beat Big Loz. I met Big Loz, multiple European strongest man. I could beat him super, super comfortably. And he could bench press freaking 10 times what I can. Well, maybe not 10 times, but you get the idea. And every other fundamental strength out there, miles ahead of me, but specific strength of mine, no worries at all. You get the point. But I feel like for the first time in a long time that one of the methods for me to increase the ceiling of my specific strength and increase the potential that they can reach is to go back to the beginning and increase my foundation strength. The foundation strength that I'm going to be focusing when I speak with Sebastian Oreb next Tuesday, I'm going to tell him that I don't want to squat. He may convince me otherwise. I don't know. But I will tell him I don't want to squat. I will tell him I'm willing to deadlift. I'll tell him I'm willing to, if I must, I guess I will squat, but I don't want to. I'm certainly willing to bench press. I'm certainly willing to do any pulling, pushing motions. And the reason I feel like that is I tend to believe right now that if I do increase my chest, shoulders, back, and bicep, that it will lift what I'm capable of doing in wrist flexion, wrist rise, pronation, side pressure. One of the interesting things is that we only get one go at this. Now, we don't know whether the choices that I've made were good ones or bad ones. We'll never get to go back. If we look at my start point 9.5 years ago, I was 87 kilos coming off a back injury, and I was pretty damn weak. Let's admit it, I was pretty damn weak. I certainly couldn't beat anywhere near the people I could beat now. I was a low-ranked novice in Australia. Now number 2 ranked in Australia. On the overalls list, I'm number 1 ranked in Australia for 100 kilos. And I'm pretty darn competitive on the international level at my weight. So, shit, I forgot my thought. Where was I going with that? Lost. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I'll just start another thought. So, my situation and my ability to improve is going to be up for debate. Sebastian and I will talk about it, and we will find the best method. There we go. My intention is to really outlay to him what it is I want to achieve, and I'm going to ask him, I want to steal his knowledge of increasing, as I know he's a specialist in increasing powerlifting strengths, but I want to really pick his brain, and I want to really steal his knowledge for breaking plateaus, steal his knowledge for becoming strong. And I don't want to just become, I don't want to be a powerlifter by any stretch. I want to become decent in those fundamental areas. But most of all, what I want to do is steal his knowledge on how to just create pathways and patterns in a training program that takes strength beyond what people are usually capable of. And I want to ask him about doing that for something like back pressure. I as we've discussed recently in 2 videos back, I believe back pressure to be the most rewarding specific fundamental to arm wrestling. At my weight and beyond, for sure. Lightweights, but my weight and beyond, which is, I'm accepting myself as a 100 kilo arm wrestler. It's certainly, I think, the most rewarding. So I want to pick his brain in detail on that. If I said to him, if the competition was have the strongest static back pressure from 90 degrees and up, how would you program it? I want to ask him that question. I will. We'll see what he says. It's an interesting time because I don't know that whether everything I've done, like I said, was it correct? Did I do it the right way or did I do it the wrong way? All I know is I have progressed a bucket load. And whether you agree with it or not, and like I said, I know a bunch of you are enjoying laughing at my inability to bench press. I really don't care that I suck at bench press. Like I said, I know I'm a good arm wrestler. I know I'm a damn good arm wrestler. And I'm super interested in becoming one of the best of all time. That for me is the biggest draw card. Is I genuinely am obsessed with it, and I really won't ever stop chasing it. And right now I have this buzz in myself thinking, ooh, if I increase fundamental strength, it's going to help propel me forward. Like I said at the start, long term for me is what gets me going. So that's where I will lean. I will lean long term. But I'm also super excited about just getting under a bench press, getting some form, learning, hitting the gym with Lachlan, and seeing where things go. I don't know where it will go, But all I know is that it's pretty damn fun doing this. I am really excited, and it's fun watching you guys laugh at me. Everyone, every single one of you guys that laughs and tells me I'm weak, it just makes me laugh so much because I know you would all suck if you tried to beat me in an arm wrestle, and it just makes me laugh. Uh, I forget where I started in this video. I forget what I was going to say, but I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you think about all that nonsense.